pull the plug to cut it off. She's a dinosaur.
Now this thing right here has obviously seen its better days. You can see I'm a little cracked right there, and it's a PE 260 Echo, old as the hills.
Hey there, it's Pete with GCI Turf. Hope you're having a great day today, and we'll welcome you to my home in North Carolina. And I've been a little bit busy, hadn't had time to get my edges right and start working on that. So I'm gonna edge out my sidewalk right here, show you how I do that, show you a little trick on how I make my stick edger blades last a lot longer, and at the same time get a cleaner cut with less work to clean up afterwards. As a lot of you know, I live in a subdivision neighborhood type setting, and I've got asphalt that borders my entire yard, and that's the road, and I like to keep those edges nice and tight, just like I do my sidewalk. So yeah, I think edges are pretty important in the yard. It really sets them apart, you know, gives you those nice, tight, clean, crisp, defined edges that separate turf from something else. I know some folks may not like it, and if you don't, that's completely fine. To each his own. But for me personally, I like those sharp, defined edges. So let's get to work on this, and I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna do this, and then we'll go out to the road, and basically I'm gonna mimic the same process and do it basically the same way. So if I weren't so busy and I would have started this on time, my normal time frame, I would have done it the first mow. Typically for me, that's around mid-March or so, and I would normally start doing this, and if I would have started it then, I would have went straight to the stick edger. Since I've kind of waited a little late and got a late start on it, you can see it's grown over quite a bit. So what I'm gonna do is take my string trimmer, weed eater, turn it upside down, and cut off the bulk of it. Now what I don't wanna do is go past my concrete line. Where my concrete meets the grass, I do not want to cut over into that, because then I'm gonna have that little wave. The whole objective of a stick edger is to keep the line nice and straight and clean. Now once I get that cut back just a little bit, I can take my stick edger and have at it. Now to show you what I mean by making your blade last longer, I see this so many times. This blade is going to ride right here, right on the edge of that concrete. And I see so many times that people just bury it so deep and try to dig a hole to China with a stick edger blade, and I'm like, come on guys. You only need the very 1/4 inch or even 1/16 of an inch to barely come in contact with the lip of that concrete like that. So obviously if you're digging deeper, it's going to wear the blade down quicker. If you pay attention to this every single time you do it, and your blade is just barely going into the concrete, just enough to cut the grass, it's going to last longer. Something else that's going to do, the deeper that you go, the more dirt you're going to pull out, meaning the more cleanup you have to do afterwards with your blower. When you're just right, that's the less dirt you're going to have to clean up. One, that groove is going to stay there, and this blade's basically just going to ride inside that groove, and a lot of the times you're only going to cut the grass and no dirt's going to come out. It just makes the job a lot easier, cleaner, and neater. Now the way I control that depth, and as I'm stick edging, I'll lift this up just a little bit. You can see as I lift that up, it actually makes the blade go deeper. Now as the blade wears out a little bit, I'll gradually go up with my wheel, that way I don't have to lift up as far. And I'm really not lifting it up a lot. It may be a couple inches at the most, but this way gives me 100% control of the depth. So I'm back here at my test plot, same type of turf, it's still turf type tall fescue, same exact process.
that I use up there is I'm going to take my string trimmer, clean this up a little bit, blow it so I can see where my edge is at, then use a stick edger. Now here's a good disclaimer on this. If your grass doesn't come up to the edge, it's kind of hard to have good, clean, defined edges. You do that with your lawn care program, making the turf thick and healthy, proper mowing. When you aerate and seed in the fall, you're going to pay extra attention to the edges to get them nice and thick. Make sure that your stick edger blade, you operate it in the straight up and down position. I don't want my edges tilted in, or I don't want my edges tilted out. I want my line perfectly straight up and down. You noticed I blowed off my neighbor's side of the road as well. You want to always be respectful of your neighbors. If any of your crap gets over there, make sure you blow it off. I'm telling you, that Higher Bricks fertilizer has got the test plot on fire right now. You can see my edge right here where it meets the asphalt surface, and you see I've created a little groove right here. Fortunately, my edges where my asphalt are pretty decent. I know a lot of the times they're jagged and crooked and that kind of thing, so I don't really have a fix for that. But in my situation, I've got a pretty decent straight edge here, so it allows me to keep my edge pretty straight down through there. So hey, thank you for watching. I appreciate you taking your time out of your day. I hope this helps you with edging out your hard surfaces. And of course, I got tons of video on edging, you know, against your pine needles and beds and that kind of thing. And look, don't forget about my giveaway. Look in the description below. You need to be on my email list and subscribe to my YouTube channel. 5 different people are going to win a Strom battery powered sprayer. We'll do the drawing as soon as they're back in stock. So hey, again, I appreciate you watching. I'll see you in the next video, and I'll check you later.